Hi guys, ako po si TP, ang DH ng mga DH. Nandito po ako ngayon sa International Media Center, dito po para po sa ASEAN Summit. Tapos, originally dapat po mag-guest lang kami dun sa show ni Mocha Ulson. Kaya lang po, ang kumari kong si Sas, pagkatapos kong mag-yossi, may kaaway na. So, ito po, kausap niya po ngayon si Jonathan Head ng BBC. Tapos, humaba na yung exchange. Tapos, heto na sila ngayon. Nakaka-stress. Pero kaya mo lang,
I know, but
and I'm available.
I
Okay,
know.
and I'm very happy to talk.
You know, Jonathan, you are only receiving this grant because you're from BBC, but I know that your team is not involved in this Jover Laurio thing. So even though that we are going to communicate here, you're not going to give me the answers that I need because you are not involved in the production. So if I'm going to contact someone, or if someone's going to contact me, then the team behind that interview, the one who interviewed Jover Laurio, they should contact me. Or you give me their contact details and then I will talk to them. But not you, because we have nothing to discuss about, because you cannot provide me answers on how possibly Jover Laurio was suddenly be given this platform.
But you have a lot of other issues with BBC. You probably have issues with my reporting. And as I say, I'm open. You can contact
Yeah,
me.
but we already contacted. We already talked about your reporting on my
so
Facebook
about po pala to
page.
sa issue ni Jover Laurio and Kokoy Gate, yung expose po namin ni Sas last month na topic nung October 4th Senate hearing on fake news.
Powerful group gave her access to BBC.
So tinatanong po ni Sas ngayon kung which powerful group gave her access to BBC. Kasi po, if you can remember, Jover Laurio came out mga 10 or so in the morning, and by the afternoon, na-interview na po ng Rappler. By the evening, meron na po siyang live interview with BBC. Ngayon po, ang eksena namin dito, what we don't understand is she's painting herself as the underdog while she has access to global news networks while we don't. And how the hell does she become an underdog?
Okay, so the next question is the question that I've asked you before. How come the BBC was following what's happening to Jover Laurio, a very minor
Sorry, you've
blogger?
asked that question several
Exactly,
times. So
and you didn't answer that. You didn't give a really persuasive answer to that.
as you say, I wasn't involved.
Exactly. So if you're telling me that you know how your organization works, then you could have given me an answer to that question.
No, I couldn't. My organization is enormous. I don't know how every decision is made.
Exactly, but I know that in order for you to be interviewed by a big platform like BBC, you should have been given access. It's either that you are really, really famous, that you are a decision maker of a country, you're a celebrity, then you are going to be given this platform. But Jover Laurio is none of that. The only link to that is that she is being protected, sponsored, financed probably by the Liberal Party of the Philippines.
We're going to leave it at that. Okay, this is how much.
No, we can leave it at that.
Sas,
Me was being followed by BBC.
Not followed.
So if BBC is not following what's happening to Pinoy Ako Black, how come they know it?
Lots of people get interviewed with BBC, and there's lots of ways in which they sort of people find out about them, they take an interest. There's a lot of producers working on programs who raise issues. I'm not defending the balance. I'm just saying the way it happens is not because of PR agencies coming in pushing people on.
So can you tell me, Mr. Jonathan Slant, how is it possible that Jover Laurio, a very minor blogger in the Philippines, was featured by the BBC in order to defend herself, against the people who outed her identity, but not someone like me, whose social media following is way, way higher than her, whose Facebook engagement is way, way higher than her, and who you have even interacted on Facebook?
Yeah.
Why were you not concerned about my safety? But you are concerned about Jover Laurio.
I'll tell you, because I covered the entire region, and at that stage I was probably covering Myanmar or covering...
No, not you. I'm saying, why is BBC concerned
BBC
about her safety?
I engaged you on Facebook. Maybe the producer who booked it hasn't engaged with you on Facebook. It's
Yeah.
quite possible.
So are you saying that your manager is following what's happening to Jover Laurio about what's happening to other bloggers?
Oh, we can carry on this conversation. It's going on for a very long time. Can we find a time where we actually can engage and talk together? Because I want.
We can do that.
I'm very, very happy to be
can
in
do that.
contact with you, and I like the engagements we have.
Sure.
With me, you will always get a receptive hearing. I promise.
Well, we can
White
always.
skin or not, you don't have to worry about the color of my skin.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But you cannot tell me that suddenly what we think is wrong, because these things you need to understand where it's coming from.
It's a matter of discussion.
Exactly. So we can always have discussion. When do you want to have it?
I don't know how much longer.
Where
I'm
and
here.
when?
Well, how long are you staying in Manila?
Well, I'm going to Davao tomorrow, and we can always schedule it.
Why don't we? More because we won't be leaving here on Wednesday. We've got other places we're going to cover. We can connect on social media, and I know you're on Facebook. We can connect on Messenger. We can keep talking that way until we can find the time. And you can raise anything with me anytime. Okay. Please trust me.
You know,
on this.
I think you're not the right person to talk to here, because you are not the one who interviewed Jover Laurio. I don't think that your team was even involved in that interview, because it was a very different segment.
The president's media team got in touch with the BBC and they received the right to reply 2 days later on air.
Exactly.
So
I know that they sought the right of reply, and then my friend Trixie was even interviewed.
Yeah.
But the question was different.
Yeah, it's about Marawin.
No, it's not even that. She was being asked whether the president hired a paid troll. How suddenly it's related to Jover Laurio? Because here's the thing, you know, Jover Laurio, the Pinoy blog exists in a context, right? It emerged because of a particular history. And it was slandering and libeling people along the way, especially those who are critical of the Vice President of the Philippines. And the BBC and international media do not care about this angle. All you care about is whether the president has a paid troll network or not. And you have insulted not just me, but millions of followers and supporters of the president. Do you know that a lot of overseas Filipino workers are doing everything in order to combat the lies being peddled by mainstream media, including Rappler, Inquirer, ABS-CBN, and I know that international media is only getting its feed from these people because they have the power, resources, and connection to do this. You know, a lot of people are insulted that you are only covering one side of the story.
That's not true. We have covered many sides.
If it's not true, could you please explain to me why all of a sudden a minor blogger like Jover Laurio was given this platform?
Okay. Listen, I want to stop.
Who
it
made
here.
this connection?
Cass, you and I have agreed we'll keep talking on social media. Can we just stop it here? Can we just, because I can't answer this question.
No, we can stop it here.
Yeah.
But this issue will not stop
No, I'm sure it will.
until we get the right answers, until we get you guys be fair and be balanced.
I want to say those two anyway. We'll talk again, okay? And Sass, you can contact me on Facebook, okay?
No, I won't contact you on Facebook. If you want to talk to me, you contact me.
Well, now wait a second.
BBC contacted Jover Laurio, right? Why are you not going to contact me? See, this is the disparity here. Why suddenly BBC is contacting
sorry,
Jover
look.
Laurio and you want me to contact?
All right, let's just stop a moment. You've said a great many things about me in the past, very freely on Facebook. I've always taken that criticism
Yes.
and responded very civilly to it. I'm saying to you now, you can communicate with me anytime
I
on
know,
Facebook,
but-
and I'm available, okay?
I know.
And I'm very happy to
You
talk.
know, Jonathan, you are only receiving this brunt because
Yeah.
you're from BBC. But I know that your team is not involved in this Jover Laurio thing. So even though that we are going to communicate here, you're not going to give me the answers that I need because you are not involved in that production. So if I'm going to contact someone, or if someone going to contact me, then the team behind that interview, the one who interviewed Jover Laurio, they should contact me.
Yeah.
Or you give me their contact details and then I will talk to them.
Okay, but
But not you, because we
Well-
have nothing to discuss about, because you cannot provide me answers on how possibly Jover Laurio was suddenly be given this platform.
But you have a lot of other issues with the BBC, and you probably have issues with my reporting. And as I say, I'm open. You can contact
Yeah,
me
but
anytime.
we already contacted. We
Yeah.
already talked about your reporting on my Facebook page. So I don't think we should talk about that anymore.
All right, and then it's leave,
Because that is-
leave this as it is for now.
Exactly, because the issue right now is about Jover Laurio. Which powerful group gave her access to BBC?
Okay. All right, I'm going to leave it now. Okay.
Exactly. So
Keep
that's
in
it.
touch.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna keep in touch.
Well,
because
if I
it's
keep,
not
if I
you.
contact you, will you respond?
If you contact me, I will reply. But the immediate issue here that we should answer is which powerful group gave Jover Laurio of Pinoy Ako Vlog access to BBC?
They can't give access to BBC. It's not how it works.
Jonathan, I was in board yesterday.
Sorry, I worked for the BBC for 30 years. I actually do know how the organisation works,
Yeah.
and you don't. So I have some authority on that.
Okay, so then the next question is the question that I've asked you before. How come the BBC was following what's happening to Jover Laurio,
All right.
a very minor
Sorry, you've
blogger?
asked that question several
Exactly,
times. Right? So let's,
and you didn't answer it. You didn't give a really persuasive answer to that.
as you say, I wasn't involved in it.
Exactly. So if you're telling me that you know how your organization works, then
Oh,
you
yeah.
could have
Look,
given me an answer to that question.
No, I couldn't. My organisation is enormous. I don't know how
Exactly.
every decision's made.
Exactly, but I know that in order for you to be interviewed by a big platform like BBC, you should have been given access. It's either that you are really, really famous, that you are a decision maker of a country, you are a celebrity, then you're going to be given this platform. But Jover Laurio is none of that.
Okay.
The
And look,
only link to
we've-
that
we've
is
sp-
that
we've spoken
she
for a long
is
time.
being
Yeah.
protected,
Yeah.
sponsored, financed probably by the Liberal Party of the
All right,
Philippines.
we're going to leave it at that for now, okay? You've had a lot
Yeah,
of-
we can leave it at that.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, nice to talk to you as well. Agency is actively selling her story. Because
Shouldn't get on because of that.
Because she's the only blogger who
Yeah.
got pictured at BBC, interviewed live on Skype, one-on-one.
Did you get a right of reply?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I would like to. I would love to.
I mean, if the BBC has put out something that
But
is...
I believe the government to,
Hold on, the subject
had the
of
right
that interview, if I remember correctly, was not about what she wrote, but it was about the fact that her identity was revealed. So I listened,
Yeah,
I
but-
watched the interview. I don't think you went into what she wrote about the allegations.
I think, ma'am, I am not naive. You know, I wasn't born yesterday. You know, I am not stupid. I may be brown, but I'm not stupid.
I am too.
Exactly. But even though that I'm like this, I am not stupid. I'm not naive. You know, I studied at Leiden University. I studied international relations. I have been taught by people who made decisions in international scenes, and they have informed us about the dynamics of these things. So when I saw her there, I know for sure that there is a powerful PR agency behind her. That's why she got that spot. She, you know, I was out there. My exact address in the Netherlands was out there. Why wasn't I not interviewed by BBC? Explain that to me.
Because the interview was not about the allegations she was making against
No. My question was, my exact address was revealed by these people.
Yeah, but not on the BBC.
No.
No. But I wasn't on the BBC being interviewed that my safety is at stake. She was interviewed there because people are fearing that her safety and security was at stake. But my exact address in the Netherlands was revealed in February by these people. But your station didn't care. Why was that? Because if you're telling me that BBC was concerned because she was out there, her identity was out there, why was I not interviewed when my exact address was released? Explain that to me. Why was she interviewed? What was the difference between me and her? The only difference is she is being backed by a political party, Liberal Party of the Philippines. While me, I'm an independent blogger. Do you see this played out? Tell me. The government didn't even care that my exact address in the. You know that I live in fear every day.
But look, you know me. You've been in contact with me. You
No,
can
no,
contact me
I-
any time.
Yeah,
You know, we've been in
that's
touch
why.
before.
Can you imagine my trauma? The BBC is interviewing someone who's subjected to transphobic abuse every month.
You can contact me anytime.
And these
you know
people
that.
revealed my exact address in the Netherlands. And you didn't care. The only difference is she is being backed by the Liberal Party of the Philippines. And you cannot deny this because she was part of the campaign team of President Aquino in 2010, the campaign team of Rojas and Robredo.
You've
So,
made-
so who made her connection with the BBC? Who else? But the Liberal Party of the Philippines. Who else? She's a nobody.
You know, there's a lot of accusations on social media, as you know.
Yeah, but in BBC, you know, you're giving platform to Maria Revs, who are slandering us internationally, calling us part of a fake news network. And nobody gave us a right of a reply, even that organization called Global Editors Network. I was in Paris during that time.
So rather than this now, you're talking to me now.
Yes.
We can have a dialogue on this. I mean,
Yeah.
there is not an agenda on the BBC. I can promise you. Well, you can believe what you like.
You know,
I've worked
your
for the organisation a long time.
your station might have not an agenda, but we know that for people to be interviewed by BBC, someone must introduce them to BBC.
Not necessarily. It's not how it works.
Can you explain to me why BBC is not featuring any groundbreaking policy of President Duterte, and all of a sudden you're interviewing Jover Laurio? Can you tell me the difference?
One of the differences is access to your ministers and president. No, seriously, I'm not joking.
No,
It's not easy.
no. For example, the Freedom of Information website. It was a very groundbreaking website. I never saw BBC featured that. You don't need an access in order to feature that website. But all of a sudden, you have Jover Laurio, who have subjected a lot of people to libel and slander, including me, and I don't fucking care. If the Liberal Party of the Philippines is behind her, I'm going to sue her.
Fine, it's good. So
But
that's your right.
BBC gave platform to her to do
About
this
an
thing.
entirely different issue.
No. You're not going to tell me that it's an entirely different issue because you put Jover there and you give her legitimacy. All of the things that she said,
That's
she
not-
brought,
that
she,
is- that's not
she
true.
might, she
Come
might,
on.
it's,
Just being on BBC doesn't give people legitimacy.
of course you give her legitimacy because she is the only blogger that you featured on BBC. I already told you, my exact address in the Netherlands was revealed.
Yeah, okay.
Look, guys, this is not really fulfilling. So,
It is.
So if you're-
a public place. Yeah, but seriously.
So if you're going to give me a right of life, sure. But my only concern is that if you're going to feature these things, I'm sure that you're not dumb enough to know what's going on in the Philippines. That there is a social media war going on and we're kind of at the de facto civil war, but on an information level.
And look, you and I have been in touch before, and it's probably, you know, we can remain in contact. You and I know each other on social media. You've been actually quite critical of me in the past, and I'm quite happy to take it. And I'm happy to take it any time. And I've always been happy to engage with you. I found actually a lot of your posts, some of the most interesting and thought out. You know, it's clear you know what you're talking about. The dialogue is always a good thing. You know, you can approach me any time. As anyone, the other people who criticize me know the same thing.
Jonathan, I don't really know you personally. I actually just tag you in my posts regarding your news article
Yes.
because I really find it orientalist, and I really found it like someone, a white person, telling brown people
Well,
what to
that's
do.
just
And
wrong. But anyway, we
you're
can
not
talk
gonna,
about that.
you cannot tell me that it's just wrong, but because these things played out, you can tell me that this interpretation is valid given the dynamics of the situation. You cannot tell me that the color of your skin doesn't matter when you talk about the issues of people that your race have subjugated for a long, long time.
So basically you're saying because of the country I come from, I can't report on
No, that's not true. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that these things played out. This is the problem with you Europeans. I was
We're not all
educated.
alike,
No.
We're not all alike.
This is.
Some of
Let
them
me
lived
just
in
finish.
Sweden a long time.
Let me just finish. This is the problem with you Europeans. I got educated in Leiden University. you educated me, you Europeans there, and you tell me, taught me to think in this way, to think about how race.
We're not all the same.
No, I'm not saying that you're all the same. I'm just saying that these things do matter. You cannot tell me that this is wrong. You can only tell me that, I understand that this thing is connected with everything, that there is a whole history between the color of our skin interacting with each other.
I agree with that.
Exactly. And then the best thing that you could do is that you offer a dialogue, and then you offer the people to provide their alternative narrative. But you haven't done that. Your station. And this Jover Laurio thing, oh my God, you cannot tell me that BBC was not approached by any PR agency.
I can actually, because that's not how it works.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are you gonna tell me that Jover Laurio, the BBC was following the issue of Jover Laurio?
I can't tell you how. But
exactly.
But we do
But-
not, we do not respond to PR
Yeah,
agencies
but
offering
it didn't care when these same people released my exact address